Hello, I'm Rod, your instructor for ANSI 446 this fall 2021, which sounds crazy. The title of the course is Companion Animal Management, and I have two companion animals running around here. Diesel, there's the boy, and if his coat looks rough, they're both blowing their coats. Come here, honey, give me the ball. And so you can comb them. You know how it is if you have dogs with long hair. You can comb them, and then 10 minutes later it looks like you didn't do anything. So that's what we're going through here. So if they look a little rough, that's the way it is. But I wanted to make this video to introduce my dogs to you, but then also introduce myself, and I'll be talking more about myself a little bit later when I get on my desktop inside. But I wanted you to start thinking about a couple of assignments for the fall, and you might say, I'm way too busy, and I understand that. Here, Annie. And, but you know how the brain works. If somebody says, this fall you'll be doing an assignment where you have to make a business plan, which is one of them, well, lo and behold, your brain will start thinking about, I always wanted to start a cat cafe, or I always wanted to start a horse boarding facility. I just love horses and the people are great, all that kind of stuff. So there's a business plan coming up that's due, it'll be due like around Thanksgiving time, let's say. But you need to start thinking about it, and the longer you think about it, the better it becomes. And then there's also show and tell and learn. And that's an assignment where everybody gets up in class twice during the semester, and you're going to take about 10 minutes and say, I want to teach you about X. For example, I want to teach you about tennis balls for dogs. Good things to throw, bad things that happen. There's a thing called tennis ball mouth. Some of the regular tennis balls are very abrasive, and sometimes dogs will chew them enough that they'll actually curve their teeth, called tennis ball mouth. And there's Annie. So anyway, good. Hopefully some of this is showing up. Annie is a border collie, of course, and then Diesel here is, and they're boy-girl, and they're brother-sister, and they're litter mates. So I always tell people they've been together since their in utero days. So now I'm going to take this inside and show you more about the syllabus and where you can see the class material. So I think we're going to end this. Diesel, where's the ball? Give me the ball. Annie, where's the ball? Annie, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Annie, here. You guys. Okay. Okay, I think that sounds good. Diesel, you want one? You! Annie is the ball fanatic. Diesel is not too far behind, but he's not the fanatic she is. Oh my God. Sometimes it gets a little scary running through the bushes. Are you getting, what, tired? What? You're going to give me the ball now? Wait, look at this. Annie, here. Okay, now I've moved inside. The dogs are out running around. And I wanted to show you the syllabus. But before I did that, I want to reiterate where all our class material is. Almost all of it. Some of it might be on Brightspace. Or if you have to submit something, that would be a place to submit it. But we'll talk about that later. But if you remember my name, Rod Ulrich, let me get my laser pointer going here, Rod Ulrich, then you can always get to my website. It's been running for a number of years. And when you do, and there are actually two other redundant websites that we'll refer to, but when you do click on or go to my website, then you'll get something like this that talks about Animal Biology by Rod. There it is. My laser pointer's going. And all the course material will be under courses here.
and we'll demonstrate this in class. But you might want to explore my YouTube channel, my blog. I talk about animals and pets and so forth. You might want to click on a lot of those spots. Just kind of fun having a website. I don't do anything political or make any comments about anything. But it is amazing how many people visit the website each day. Here's a heat map of the last 500 visitors, and it's pretty neat. Get a scattering all over. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody from South America has visited, of at least the last 500 visitors. I do get some from South America, but a lot in the United States, I guess. My laser pointer is the same color as the heat map designations. Get a lot in Europe, over here in China, and there's Korea, Australia, and so a few in Africa. And so, yeah, it's always kind of fun to see where people are coming from, because maybe nobody here runs their own website, but if you run your own website, everybody that comes into your website, has to kind of say who they are. And so you can, I have a statistical page that tells me how many hits each page, got, and so forth and so on. And it's amazing sometimes how things get heated up on the server. So yeah, that's fun. Okay, so now the main point of this video is to show you the syllabus. I know I did email it to you earlier, maybe about a week ago. And let's see if I can get my laser pointer going here. Yeah, there it is. So I'm talking about companion animal management. Hopefully that laser pointer shows up. I had one version of this software that it didn't show up on the first slide. But, we're talking about having students learn for themselves, if you give somebody a fish, you feed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you feed them for their lifetime. You've heard that before. I've got a couple of web addresses, or email addresses, I should say. I call myself a learning coach. I think that's a good way to do it. Hopefully we'll have some TAs. I'm working on that now. At least TAs that might be in the background that can help you review things, but maybe not come to class. Tuesday and Thursday, we're in 2:30 in the Animal Science Building 1011. That's on your schedule. But one thing that's not in your schedule is we're just going to stay in that room for another hour to do the labs. So if you have a Tuesday lab, stay there after class. If you have a Thursday lab, stay there after class. And then the other hour that we don't have in that classroom, we'll do on a virtual thing. And the other nice thing about it is our room, at least right now, is available an hour before class starts on Tuesday and Thursday. Come early if you wish, to chit-chat, to take a little nap, to eat your lunch, whatever. Here are my 3 websites. They're all redundant. So rodulrich.com is the main one, and the other 2, rodulrich2.com, and this other one that's got a longer name. They're simply mirror images, redundant. So then we have topics. We talk about almost anything, and the students determine a lot about this when we do our show and tell and learn. But, anything about pets is permissible because that's what our course is about. I'm going to move this up now and start talking about how to earn points. Business enterprise project. Each student will create a presentation that's 12 pages long in text. If you have pictures of stuff, that'll be in an appendix. We'll talk about that more later. But you'll be talking about, let's say I want to make a cat cafe, or a dog grooming facility, or a small animal vet clinic, or horse boarding facility. This is what we're talking about. And you'll just do things about what my employees should have, qualifications, so forth and so on. So start thinking about that. What would I like to start as a business? Something in the pet area. It doesn't have to be dogs, cats, and horses, which are our main focus. It can be reptiles. It can be fish. It can be rabbits. So we'll talk more about that, but think about that. Another way to gain points this fall is show and tell and learn, where everybody, sorry about my voice, will get up in front of the class and do this 2 times and say, I want to tell you guys about blank. So it might be bloat in dogs, might be hyperthyroidism in cats. If you have some personal experience with something that either one of your pets had, a neighbor's pet, a good friend's pet, so much the better. Or you work someplace this summer, you took some pictures. Anything's, the sky's the limit. So it's just like show and tell and learn. Teach us about something. So can you imagine? We have about 45 people in the class, and everybody does 2 topics, 2 presentations. That's 90 different ideas, 90 different subjects that are presented. It's always fun. Somebody had a tortoise in their backyard, and I mean, it was one of those that weighed 150 pounds, and I think she lived in Florida, and just the care it takes, and, anything. Something unique, something you want to learn about, something you have a lot of experience with, about pets, dogs, cats, horses, but almost, any other pets too, right? Reptiles, fish, ferrets. And so think about that. And maybe this summer you'll run into someplace you're working or a neighbor and say, hey, can I take some pictures? And that dog's got an incredible skin irritation. Maybe over the summer we'll figure out what's going on. Or, anything. The sky's the limit on this thing. And then we have the third category of gaining points, are quizzes. And these are basically maybe, I guess I call them pop quizzes, but they're not so much pop, I guess. We might watch a documentary about how the pets fared during Hurricane Katrina and what was done right, what was done wrong. And you might make some statements about take-home lessons about hurricanes in Louisiana and so forth. It was a kind of a disaster for the pets. When people were rescued off their rooftops, they could not take any pets along. So it got to be quite a disaster. And then finding owners after the hurricane was a problem because some people never moved back. Anyway, we don't have a final exam. You can read the grades things. I'm not, that's pretty much my points right there. We'll see what happens with the COVID thing. You can always check on these websites to see the latest COVID rules. And I think I'm going to end it there. That's what I wanted to say. Start thinking about those 2 possibilities up here that you need some creative input on. Business enterprise project. What do you want to do as a business? Whether you will ever do it or not, that's, beyond the point. And then the show and tell and learn. Man, 90 presentations over the semester on pets. And the instructor doesn't determine this. You do. What should we all learn about from you? Right? How to take care of dogs in cars. I've already seen reports of dogs dying in police cars. I've seen reports of children dying already this summer in cars. What can we do about that? As far, Anyway, show and tell and learn. Help us, help us, help us.